Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Really appreciate it. So when it comes to EVs, we all know that it's a trend. It's something that the government is forcing down our throats, but it is what it is. But this is actually the negative side of EVs, at least when it comes to certain manufacturers. Same thing that's plaguing Hyundai in general. Like I've seen this video on YouTube where this guy gets in like minor accident and the whole battery has to be replaced, and the cost of the battery is pretty much almost the cost of the vehicle, which makes absolutely no sense at all. You might as well just throw the whole car away. And essentially that's what has to happen. The insurance actually written off the car because it didn't make sense. Anytime there's more damage than the car is worth, the insurance just write it off and just yeah, that's that. And unfortunately, when an insurance company does that, it's gonna affect you heavily. You're heavily gonna have to pay for it. Just like anytime you get in a car accident and it's your fault, your insurance will definitely let you feel the pain for it. So when it comes to vehicle like the one behind me, this is the BMW i3. The cost to replace the battery is just absolutely insane. It's not worth it. I don't know what they need to do if the technology isn't catching up. And I've also seen the same situation happening with like older Ioniq hybrids, like having the battery replaced and it's costing about $15,000. You would have thought with how advanced technology moves and how the battery technology consistently is getting better and better and better over time, that the cost would go lower and lower. But no, the cost of these batteries are crazy, crazy amount of money to replace them. But, and unfortunately, there's no like, especially when it comes to Tesla, there's not a lot of third party companies that will be able to, salvage batteries and repair them. The only one that I know of is just Rich Rebuilds and his body shop or auto shop that handles that kind of situations. I've seen a couple of their videos and I'm like, I'm impressed. I'm genuinely impressed. The guy's a genius. What can you say? Or he's a very intelligent engineer. Props. Hey. So anyway, let's go ahead and go to the stories, and then we might see a snippet of the video that I will put a link in the description for that Ioniq 5 one. And so let's go. All right, so here we are. BMW i3 owner shocked by 30,000 battery replacement. One quoted $71,000. Oh, wee. We're not gonna go through the history. We're just going to go to right here. We've encountered numerous i3 owners illuminating and reporting that dealerships frequently demand over 30,000 for battery replacement. That's less than the car's worth. I mean, these electric vehicles, once in the used market, their prices drop like a fucking stone, man. You can get yourself a BMW i3 for less than 15 grand right now. Brand new. Well, not really brand new, but in a decent condition. For battery replacement, one customer allegedly was quoted a staggering $71,000. Damn. I might as well just go buy me a new vehicle gas car. See, this is what they don't tell you about EVs in the long run. Eventually, the battery does need to be replaced, but I would have thought the cost of battery would go lower, but it's crazy. It doesn't cost any, there's no maintenance really when it comes to EVs, except for, purchasing tires and maybe changing out the cabin filters. Maybe changing the battery, the 12-volt battery, once in a long time, a few years from now, honestly. But other than those things, it doesn't really have maintenance, like oil and shit like that. Belts, chains, and moving parts. BMW sold i3 as both all-electric vehicle, as in range extended hybrid with a small combustion engine. Now that the small car has left production, it appears as though dealers across the nation slapping i3 owners with huge repair bills. But that could also be another thing too, like where the scarcity of the parts maybe that didn't make enough parts, or it could just be a plethora of different things. Anytime these dealerships, um, or the manufacturer just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. You would think they want to take care of the customers, but no, they don't give a shit. Like, look at this invoice. It's just ludicrous. That was weird, right? Parts 64,000. Sales tax 6,620. Sell modular. That is insane. No, thank you. I would just throw that car away. Just throw the fucking car away at this point. Just throw it away. It consists of 8 cells. When just one goes bad, the repair bill can go crazy. One poster on Reddit and another on Facebook claimed that a dealer showed them repair statements of some 33,000 for a full battery. Hell no, I'm not paying that much. One poster who evidently wasn't so fortunate said the battery replacement quote was 38,000. Somehow that isn't the worst of the bunch, not by a long shot either. One Redditor user simply asked, "Is this correct?" Shared a photography of an eye-watering service quote of $71,008.27. Not only exceeds the price for a brand spanking new i3 in 2021, which ranged from 45 to 52, which was crazy at the time, the amount of money they were asking for this piece of shit. But anyway, also worth considering that in theory, a person might be able to find a third-party shop willing to do this kind of work for less. 100% agree. Unless you have a Tesla, then it's a little bit of a challenge to find shops that service Tesla in that kind of manner, because the whole system is pretty much locked. And even if you do get them to change the batteries, Tesla can still lock that vehicle out of their charging network. Just like when you have like a salvage Model 3 and Model Y, you rebuild it, you do everything in the right way, it still flags it in the system, so you can't utilize the supercharger anymore. But they call it like a safety risk, which is bullshit in my opinion. It's also, many believe that 8 cells in i3 battery, only one typically goes bad at this sort of mileage. If true, again, in theory, it could be replaced by a reputable shop or a skilled mechanic for under $10,000, since a single module is available for less than $3,500 from the dealer. Regardless, it's clear that sometimes the cheapest BMW i3 doesn't end up being so inexpensive in the long run. Honestly, BMW just don't get inexpensive in the long run. They just get more needy and pricier. But anyway, let's go ahead and switch up the gears and go to that specific video. I know I talked about it a long time ago, so now we're going to go through it, right? Let's go. As always, I will be leaving a link in the description if you want to go check out their YouTube video. It's called Motor Mouth. I've seen a couple of their videos. So the title of the video is called 60,000 to replace battery. Second Ioniq 5 case confirms battery price. So 60,000, roughly American, it's going to be like around $42,000. Almost, it's honestly close to the cost of a base model Ioniq 5, which is crazy. Actually, it's more than that. But anyway, let me go ahead and turn up the sound. Turn up the bass.
After doing more digging about this battery replacement cost being so high, we actually found a dealership in Canada that has the price listed with the same part number that Kyle had on his invoice. So I find it interesting that we have all of these people documentation stating that the battery replacement cost is truly that high.
But Andrea wants to now get into the second story. What happened to this person? And it is kind of similar to Kyle's story. And we actually have video too.
So here's a quick recap she was driving along and she hit something substantial. She said she hit something on the road. Someone behind her said she hit something substantial. She went and she looked. She couldn't see anything. Obviously, she was concerned about the battery and the damage to her vehicle. So she went to her dealership and they sent her a video, which I want to applaud the dealership because the video is very clear about the damages to her vehicle. And I think communication at that level was quite good for her. Let's take a look at that video.
We currently have your car in the shop being serviced, and we found some damages that we'd like to bring to your attention, where a exhaust slipped underneath your vehicle.
Hey, shout out to the dealer for doing this, honestly. Some dealer wouldn't give you this much information. Tesla, hell no, Tesla, you ain't getting no fucking information. Nothing, nada, zero, zip.
Now, it's not nearly as bad as you may be expecting. If we come up under here and we look at the shield here, you can
It's a little
see
beat up.
some scrapes and tears right around here. But it doesn't look to be anything too serious at all.
More like a superficial. Nothing, just cosmetics.
Now, additionally, if we come over here to the front of the vehicle, you can see that this part has detached a little bit right here on the front. Which also means that you can get up here underneath and pull at this. Just thought you would like to have a little update on how it's doing. We'll have a service advisor speaking with you shortly to discuss the details a little bit further. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.
So in that walk-around video, you can see that the protection panel at the bottom underneath the battery is damaged. The technician, as you can hear from his voice, is saying he thinks it's just mostly cosmetic.
Yep.
And there's a problem with the spoiler at the front is split. That needs to be repaired. But they now think, okay, the protection...
But anyway, so I don't want to spoil it for you. It's because it's a really good video. It's really informative. So I will be leaving a link in the description. Obviously, I think that I'm not gonna spoil it. You figure it out. You connect the dots, okay? You can guess what happens, all right? But I want to make sure they get their traffic as well too. As you can see, this video has 1.2 million views on it. So, and then this is their other video, 60,000 to replace the battery. The battery costs more than the the brand new vehicle. So this is the second situation that happened to. So like I said, anytime these insurance companies write off a vehicle, you're going to feel the pain on your... I should know. I've been in this situation. So you're going to feel it. It's going to hurt your pockets. Your rates are going to go insane. Doesn't matter where you go. For the next 5 years, insurance owns your ass, and you're going to be paying out your ass. So this is very unfortunate situations, especially if there is no... because every single month, I believe, I get a summary of my health of my vehicle, or at least the health of the Ioniq 5. It sends me like a little report card seeing how the car is doing. I mean, I've hit things here and there, but nothing too major. At least nothing too major underneath the vehicle. So it would have sent me some sort of notification if there's anything wrong with the vehicle or if it's a battery, etc. Just in these cases, it didn't show off anything was wrong with the battery at all. But I'm assuming that the battery got damaged somehow, but even though it didn't send any notifications or whatever, they still considered it to be a total loss. And yeah, so the insurance pays it off, and now you're gonna be fudge. As always, let me know your thoughts about this. This is very, and this isn't just I just wanted to show you these as an example. I'm not saying like this is an industry-wide thing, but right now the cost of lithium-ion batteries are super expensive, and hopefully with time the prices can go down. So in a few years from now, when I need to replace my battery, it's not gonna cost me a fucking arm, a legs, and all my fucking fingers. As always, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.